Good evening and welcome to the Friday edition of FSU Weather. We're looking at a beautiful sun coming through over Doak Campbell Stadium, home to our FSU football team here. With a nice, beautiful 81 degrees, partly cloudy, some slight winds coming through. Overall, a beautiful night and a beautiful day we have today. Through it tonight and into tomorrow, Saturday, it's going to be pretty clear. There's some clouds going through, as you can see, maybe the pop-up showers that may happen through Cross City and Lake City. But overall, it just looks like some cloud coverage for Tallahassee and nothing too bad. It's going to be, right now it's 82 degrees. That's the hot spot here in our local viewing area. Apalachicola is down at 78 degrees, a little cooler, but overall the temperatures here are quite beautiful, near the 80s, absolutely gorgeous temperatures. Tonight for the show, we're going to have the last cool down before the summer. We also have a summer overview, and I'm super excited about this, but we're going to have more weather trivia tonight. Super exciting, and I hope you all love the show, and thank you for watching ahead of time.
Good evening and welcome to this Friday night edition of FSU Weather. It was a gorgeous day in Tallahassee today. That sun finally coming out after a week of some cloud cover and showers. Started off this week with some really cool temperatures, but it warmed up really nicely for today, and that sun is just looking gorgeous over Doak Campbell Stadium as we just saw. Over the next couple days, tomorrow is going to be really a nice day for that spring game, and warming up temperatures really well. Maybe some scattered clouds, but nothing much in the ways of precipitation until Sunday, where those chance of showers and thunderstorms come in. So definitely something to keep an eye on over the weekend. But overall, it has been a really gorgeous day, and I don't know about y'all, but I am getting really excited to hear about this weather trivia that's coming up later in the show. And overall, just beautiful conditions that have been going on for this entire week and will continue to carry on throughout tomorrow for that spring game. But Melissa, how are things looking over in Tallahassee?
Things are looking pretty good right now, but we're going to kick off tonight's shows with that weather trivia going on here. So what is an anemometer used to measure? And we're going to show you those options. A, air pressure, B, wind direction, C, temperature, or D, wind speed. So make sure you jot your answers down. Keep them. We will tell you those answers to that question at the end of tonight's show. For Doak Campbell Stadium, some really nice conditions. Clouds have cleared out in Tallahassee tonight. We've seen some weather in and out throughout the last couple of weeks, but really seeing some nice conditions now. 81 and partly cloudy for Tallahassee. And again, there is a little bit of a breeze coming through, so a little bit breezy. Make put some extra hairspray in your hair tonight. St. George Island seeing some really similar conditions as well, 76 and sunny. Maybe a nice night to go catch the sunset if you still have time to make it down to the beach tonight. And in Bradfordville, again, same conditions, really beautiful, 82, mostly sunny, and really clear skies, really some nice conditions that might change this weekend going forward. Today we had high temperatures, a little bit above average still, but way below our record, thankfully, with our lows still sitting above average for this time of year as well. So we've really been having some warm conditions that we haven't usually seen in the past. Our pollen is very low for the most part, except for grass. Grass is very high right now, so if you do have grass allergies, mowing your lawn for the next couple weeks, try to let that grass die down, or find somebody else to mow it for you. Never know. Have that kid next door that wants to mow your lawn. Local radar showing conditions not going to be changing anytime. Clear skies as well. Maybe a few showers popping up and moving towards Valdosta, but really conditions for tonight. Current temperatures 82 in Tallahassee and seeing close to 80 throughout the entire forecast area. 79 in Thomasville, 78 in Valdosta. So really some warm conditions for this time of year. That's going to be cooling down going into tonight, but not a whole lot. And our dew points aren't helping us out a whole lot right now. It's been a lot worse. So 49 in Tallahassee and 50s Quincy and Thomasville, 40 in Donaldsonville. So a little bit of muggy conditions, especially down by Perry and towards the southeast of our forecast area, and a little bit lower up to the north. And for tonight, going into the 60s for pretty much the entire area. So cooling down a little bit, but again, not as much as we normally see for this time of year. Future radar is showing that cloud cover moving in this weekend. Not a whole lot of rain, not really expecting a whole lot of rain maybe till Sunday, but cloud cover will continue moving in coming into the night Saturday night. Tomorrow's forecast, 86 in Tallahassee, and pretty much 80s across the entire area yet again. Another very warm day tomorrow, a little bit cooler down by the coast. Maybe you can get that nice sea breeze and cool things off a little bit. Our comfort index, going to be seeing temperatures a little bit hot and dry Friday night, so that's tonight, cooling off into kind of the ideal region tomorrow morning, and just kind of dancing around that whole ideal area, not really hitting it a whole lot. A little bit tomorrow morning, and then going all around from cool and dry, cool and muggy, and hot and humid. We're going to have a whole quadruple conditions going on. For the week ahead, 86 in here, Tallahassee tomorrow for our football game, and no rain, thankfully. But going into Sunday, we will have those rain chances ramp up to 80%. Still looking at highs in the 80s, dropping to 75 on Monday, and warming right back up yet again into the mid to high 80s, with lows in the 50s and 60s at night. So still not the greatest conditions, especially hot on Thursday. So make sure you're keeping sunblock out and you're staying hydrated during these hot conditions. But now we're going to take a look at our Florida forecast to see what's going on across the entire state.
That's right. Thank you, Melissa. We're going to be looking at Florida, and as you can see, we had some storms that were through central Florida here today, and those are just pushing off to the coast. There's still some lingering showers and storms down in Miami and just north of Miami, so keep an eye out for those. We're coming through, and you can see this storm that is behind, and this is pushing through, and it's going to hit right into Tampa. That's just that same diagonal path that crossed through the whole Florida peninsula today. At Miramar Beach, it's 71 degrees and slightly breezy. Looks like a decent beach day, but not the best for you Floridians here. It may be a little chilly for you guys. It looks beautiful, though, and it would be a great day to get out to the beach if you can, maybe even take a walk. Orlando right now, 84 degrees, warm. It looks like there may be some showers still lingering through Orlando, but a beautiful day in Orlando, nice and warm, and make sure you have that sunscreen on, as Melissa was saying, and that beautiful sky, some clouds through, but overall it looks gorgeous out in Miami. We have Duck Key. Duck Key looks gorgeous, 82 degrees and breezy. I would love to be on the beach right now in Duck Key. That would be a gorgeous day for me. The breeze is still kicking there, though, and it looks like gorgeous, gorgeous water, a beautiful day in Duck Key. Looking at the current temperatures in Florida, and we have Tallahassee here is 80 degrees, gorgeous day. And the hot spots in Orlando, 87 degrees in Orlando, awfully warm. That's even warmer than the Keys. Key West is about 83 degrees. But overall, the whole peninsula is nice and warm. The dew points aren't as bad as we've been seeing. They are pretty moist throughout all of Florida, though. Down in Miami is around Miami is the highest dew points, that is. Tonight in Florida, it's going to be 66 degrees in Tallahassee. However, there is a small chance there may be some rain, so keep an eye out for that, and you may need an umbrella if you're going out. Throughout all of Florida, it looks gorgeous, and down in the Keys, 78 degrees, and Pensacola is 67 degrees. Again, there may be some lingering showers throughout, so make sure you are prepared for that, and it just looks like a gorgeous night in Florida. So if you are in the area, I suggest getting out. It looks like a beautiful day. And as you can see, this front is pushing off into the ocean. That was all those storms today, and it's pushing off, and we can see this other one behind it. That looks like a massive storm system pushing through. We're going to be seeing some of that shortly. And again, down by Miami, you can still see those lingering showers through. Tomorrow's forecast is going to be beautiful. 86 degrees here in Tallahassee. I'm super excited for tomorrow. It's going to be a gorgeous day. I can't wait to get outside. Again, Gainesville, 89 degrees, gorgeous. Fort Myers, Orlando are the two hot spots, 91 degrees. I hope you guys bring your sunscreen. You're going out to the beach out in Fort Myers. It's going to be gorgeous down in Fort Myers. And even the Key West. Key West is nice and sunny. You see that beautiful sun there, 85 degrees. It looks absolutely. So if you are in Florida, I highly suggest getting out. And now we're going to take a look around the southeast with Sabrina.
Thank you so much, Summer. We're going to be moving on to the southeast region, and we are looking at a little bit of clouds, but a little bit of clouds in Nashville and in Charlotte, a little bit in Tampa, but New Orleans is looking clear as day, so it's beautiful days to be outside. We're going to move on into the more of a surface map. We see that cold front having moved through, as Summer touched on, that storm system moved away with that warm front that's moving in. But our current temperatures are looking rather temperate. We see some cold spots in Nashville and in Charlotte with a little bit of rain there. But overall in the region, we are looking a little bit muggy and cloudy, so just be aware of that. And we see with the wind, there was a low right here, so we see that counterclockwise motion in the winds. We're looking a little bit more windy in New Orleans, Mobile, and in Tallahassee, but again, really great conditions if you're trying to be outside. Now, as we move more into the weekend, we see that front continue to push into the east with all those storms going ahead of it. However, we are seeing a front coming in from the west that is bringing in all those storms, as Summer touched on a little bit ago. And as we continue into the weekend, that front continues to move through, and those storm systems continue to, again, move through Florida, causing a little ahead of the cold front, but behind it, we see that those conditions are clearing up. And those conditions continue to move through as we see that high move through the region, and we should be seeing clear skies from there on. Now, with our dew points, they are looking rather muggy with all that rain that has been moving through. But as the high moves in with the cold front, we see those drier conditions kind of come in, which should be rather pleasant moving in to the weekend. Now, we're looking at Charlotte. I have never been to Charlotte, but it looks like a pleasant place with temperatures in the high 70s, so great conditions, but we are looking at a little bit of rain moving into Sunday, but no more precipitation onto Monday and Tuesday. And in Nashville, again, rather great conditions. We are seeing a little bit of a chance of rain again Sunday, but those temperatures are looking rather pleasant. And in Tampa, a little bit closer to home, again, more rain and no rain on Tuesday. So we're seeing that pattern of that precipitation in the weekend and none moving into the week. And in New Orleans, again, we're seeing rain in Saturday, and then those temperatures are rather pleasant and no rain moving into the week. So let's widen our scope and look at the national with Nico.
Yes, thank you, Sabrina. Yeah, we have a lot to talk about nationally, including a potential for severe weather as we do head into this weekend. And we'll get to that as we go later on into the show. But here's where we have our main feature that caused our precipitation yesterday. We have our low pressure system. That upper level low is now up in the Tennessee Valley. And if you know any friends and family in the Carolinas, they're the ones getting affected with this marginal severe threat and potentially bans of heavy rain today. Another place to watch where you have a severe thunderstorm watch for hail and damaging winds is Kansas, Nebraska, far northern Oklahoma, and far southwestern Iowa, where they're dealing with quite a few hailstorms. As of the last I checked the radar, you can see them on the satellite and radar. You can see the cumulonimbus clouds blowing up just ahead of the dry line in Kansas. So if you have any friends and family out there, definitely let them know that they need to pay attention to this severe weather threat out here, so that way they can maybe make sure they don't get dents in their car, like put their cars under something. But as you can see, you can easily see where the cold front is. Look at that, 83 degrees right now in Minneapolis, Minnesota. That is not the temperature you should be seeing on April 14th in Minnesota. But looking at Bismarck, North Dakota, you're at 43, so you can see where the very strong cold front is right now. As you head into the southeast near Tallahassee, though, it is 80 degrees in Tallahassee. Most of Florida, you can see the red spots. Most of Florida right now is in the 80s. You do have the rain-cooled air in parts of the inner southeast, but you have pretty much record heat anywhere east of the cold front. You're way above average right now. You've got 62 degrees right now, however, in Boston, so they are having a little bit of cooler weather up there right now. As you look at your current dew points, though, 49-degree dew point right now in Tallahassee, so it is much drier than it has been the past few days. But look out to the west. Anywhere west of this dry line where you're having the severe weather along it, anywhere west of that, you're extremely dry. If you know people out in the Four Corners states, Mexico, Colorado, Arizona, and Utah, your dew points are in the teens and 20s, so you might want to watch for some fire danger potentially. Make sure to be careful when you're burning anything so that you don't start a forest fire. As you look at your high temperature anomalies, you can also easily see where the cold front is. Parts of the Great Lakes and the upper Midwest are well above average. As you can see, even pink areas extending from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan out towards the northeastern coast, where they're seeing record temperatures. Florida's slightly above average. The rain-cooled air in the inner southeast is keeping it a little bit below average there, but looking out to the northwest, you're seeing well below normal temperatures out here, so they're having much different weather than we are. And even the low temperatures in the northwest are cooler, but pretty much the same story. The entire southeast is above average. The entire northeast is also above average in terms of the minimum temperatures. And when you get warm minimum temperatures, that a lot of times also indicates humid air, and we are having a lot of warm and humid air. As you can see, the drought monitor, Florida still needs a little bit more rain, but certainly not anywhere near Fort Lauderdale, where they've already had a ton of rain. Tallahassee is not in a drought, but we definitely need to continue to see the rain, or otherwise we will end up falling behind. But the good news is that there is expected to be wetter than normal conditions in the 6 to 10 day outlook for the southeast and for much of the country except for the desert southwest. So hopefully we can avoid some forest fires. Now I'm going to pass things off to Chase.
All right, thank you, Nico. We're actually going to take a look at our education segment here on FSU Weather. We're going to nerd out a little bit on some of the summer weather or summer terms that we could be seeing as we, of course, head in from April into May as we all get ready to go out onto our summer vacations. So a little overview on some of the terms we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about what the difference is between temperature and heat index, because there is a difference between the two. And we're going to talk about what causes you to sweat on those super hot, 90-degree summer days. If you're like me from South Florida, we see plenty of those. And why is your backyard weather station reading too hot compared to the official ones that the National Weather Service runs? So we're going to go into depth on that. So first of all, we're going to start out with the heat index. So this is an example from Miami. This is going to be Miami's temperature and heat index for tomorrow. And the difference is, you can see the line. We have this orange line that runs the heat index. As you can see, it's pretty much above where the temperature line is, except when we get to nighttime where we have those diurnal temp ranges. But basically, temperature is just a measure of the energy of specific little air pieces, like how much energy they have. However, heat index takes into account humidity, what humidity has on the fact of temperature. So if you have drier conditions, you're going to have cooler temperatures. If you're going to have 90 degrees with 50% humidity, it's going to be a lot warmer than 90 degrees with 30% humidity. So that's kind of what we talk about when we talk about the difference between temperature and heat index. Now, across the country, there are different criteria for the National Weather Service to issue heat advisory. So basically down here in the south, you can see, let me get out of the way of that legend there. As you see down in the south, we're seeing 108 degrees. That's because people in the south are more used to extremely warm, hot, muggy temperatures. And as you move north, that criteria continues to drop. Now, heat advisory is basically for people who could be sensitive to heat stroke and heat exhaustion, or pretty much anybody. Heat stroke is when you stop sweating, you get balmy, you get kind of pale, so you need to, at that point, you need to go take shade and get into cooler areas. And heat stroke is when you're pretty close to passing out, you need to go to the hospital. So that's what we talk about, different criteria for heat advisory. So for sweat, our bodies like to be in homeostasis, like to stay the same. We like to stay near 98.6 degrees. However, when our internal temperature goes up, we produce water on our skin, because as water evaporates, it takes in heat off our body and cools us down. So that's why we heat. It keeps our body cool, and it keeps us around that perfect 98.6 degree temperature spot, which is what we like to see. Now, now we're going to talk about why your backyard weather station is different from the National Weather Service official temperature. Now, on your house, you could see a 97-degree reading, but official could be 89. This is for a multitude of factors. This temperature on your house can be in direct sunlight. However, the one for the National Weather Service is shaded. You can see dark colors can absorb the heat, and white paint reduces heat absorption. So that's why we have white on the Stevenson screens. And of course, Stevenson screens are above the ground, higher up to get out of the effect of ground. But that's what we got on summer overview. Now, what do we got going on, Heather?
Zooming back into Tallahassee, we have some gorgeous weather conditions persisting throughout the day today. The sun is finally back out after we saw quite a bit of clouds and rainfall earlier this week. Lovely sun over Doak Campbell Stadium, and current temperatures are 81 degrees, so very, very warm compared to what we've seen throughout this week. Partly cloudy skies, mostly clear actually, looking at this view, and a slight breeze helping to cool things off a little bit. But over the whole Big Bend region, we're seeing those clear skies, maybe some scattered clouds here and there, but overall very beautiful, comfortable conditions. For the local radar, again, very, very clear for the most part. The only thing is some scattered showers in southern Georgia coming in near Valdosta, but overall, not much precipitation to be seen, so those should pass fairly quickly. The current temperatures across the board are hanging around the 80s, so we're picking up that hot spot in Tallahassee at 82, but all around very warm conditions. For tonight, temperatures are going to dip down into the mid-60s, and we're going to see actually a chance of maybe some showers and thunderstorms coming in throughout the evening, so that is just something to keep an eye on. If you're going to be out and about on this Friday night, definitely be sure to have an umbrella on you just in case. For if you're going to be stargazing tonight, temperatures should be pretty good since we have those mostly clear skies, but we could see some fog coming in later tonight and into tomorrow morning, so that is just something to keep an eye on. If you're going to be stargazing, definitely get out there early tonight. For the future radar, we're going to see some scattered clouds coming in, not much in terms of precipitation once again, but until Sunday when we see these storms off to our west starting to come into the area. And for tomorrow, the temperatures are once again going to be warming up into the mid to upper 80s. So it's going to be a scorcher here in Tallahassee, 86 degrees for the spring game. So definitely make sure you're staying hydrated if you're going to be out tailgating or attending the game. Slightly cooler near the coast in Apalachicola, 79 degrees with the possibility of some showers or thunderstorms with that sea breeze coming in. The air quality overall is pretty good. We haven't been having any prescribed burns as we did earlier this year, so there isn't as much smoke in the atmosphere. So air quality is good for the moment. And for the pollen report, we actually are not having that much pollen, so that is a relief for those of you who suffer from allergies. The only thing to keep a lookout is some high pollen with the grass, so definitely avoid mowing your lawn until those levels go down. But for the airport forecast in Tallahassee, we're seeing those mostly clear skies, so we're not going to be expecting many delays right now. And the same thing tonight, those clear skies, very comfortable conditions, and nothing really that will prevent some flights from taking off. So no delays tonight or in tomorrow morning, so that is something great. For the week ahead, we're going to see some temperatures warming up throughout the week and a big chance of rain coming in on Sunday. So that is just something to keep an eye on. But now I will hand things off to Nico.
Yes, thank you, Heather. We do have a lot of sports to talk about as we head into this week, and our first one we need to talk about, FSU is playing at NC State in Durham tomorrow. So our baseball team, we're going to have some nice weather for this game. It's great baseball weather if you're going to be in Raleigh for this game. It's 73 degrees at first pitch, and by the end of the game, 64 degrees. Our big event this weekend is the spring game. I'm planning to go to this. It might be a little bit warm, and it's supposed to be down by 75 at 8 p.m., but something I've been watching in the models today is that we may have some storms right after this. So if you're going out after the spring game, you may need to pay attention for some storms, but we should be dry for the actual spring game itself. So that will definitely be good. We don't need to worry about rain delays during the game. For beach volleyball, our team is playing in California tomorrow at 3:45. This looks like great weather. It's going to be in the upper 60s. It's going to be really cool weather to be outside, and I like this kind of weather. It's much better than our 86-degree forecasted high that we have tomorrow. Our softball team, we have our first pitch against UVA at home in Tallahassee at 1 p.m. tomorrow. It's going to be a bit warm for this game with a high near 84 degrees at 5 p.m. So if you're going to be out and about for this game, you definitely need to be prepared for this warm weather as we do play UVA tomorrow in softball. Our team has been pretty good this year, so despite the warm weather, hopefully we can come on top with a win in this game. And like I said about the spring game, if you're going to go out after these games on Saturday, you should be fine for the games themselves, but we may have some storms at night, so definitely be aware of that. Now I'm going to pass things off to Melissa for one last look at the locals.
Thanks, Nico. Yeah, we have a lot going on for our weather right now. Clear skies right now. Really beautiful conditions shaping up for this weekend. Not a whole lot of clouds coming through. Really nice conditions throughout Tallahassee. Going to be having some cloud cover moving in Saturday evening. And again, we're going to be looking at rain potential on Sunday. So you're going to want to make sure you keep a lookout for that. For our Friday night bonfire forecast, 62 at 1 a.m., 60 at 3 a.m., cooling down to 58 at 5 a.m. So some pretty cool conditions. Nice night for a bonfire. Not too humid and still cool enough that you're not going to overheat in front of that fire. If you're planning on walking your dog in the morning, you may want to wait until a little bit later if you don't particularly like those cool temperatures. It's going to be 57 at 7 a.m., 65 at 9 a.m., and then warming up to 75 by 11 a.m. So you may want to wait until a little bit later. Or if you like the cool conditions, you might want to get out a little bit earlier. If you're driving anywhere this weekend, temperatures are going to be warming up to about 81 in the afternoon for tomorrow and up to 84 at 3 p.m. But it's going to be a little chilly in the morning, 57. So if you are like a native Floridian, don't like the cold that much, going to need that heat in the morning and turn on that AC in the afternoon. So that weird time of year where you're having two different things you kind of need. Flight delays aren't showing anything as of right now. Some pretty clear conditions if you're planning on flying out anywhere and going home. Orlando is having some issues with flight delays. We're having some minor flight delays there, so you might want to check on that if you have any flights going into or out of Orlando in the next 24 hours. For tonight, not the greatest conditions for stargazing. Going to have some fog moving in later in tonight as that system gets closer. And sunrise at 7:12, so maybe that'll clear out in time for you to see a sunrise, or maybe you'll get some cool sunrise pictures through that fog if it sticks around in the morning. If you're eating some ice cream outside, it's still really hot for this time of year. We're going to have some decent melting of your ice cream, so you might want to try and eat it inside if that's possible. But if not, maybe you're in the north part of the earth and you'll keep your ice cream cooler up there. But if you're in the south, you're going to need to make sure you're inside, or you at least have a napkin in case your ice cream starts dripping. And for tonight's trivia, you were looking at it. An anemometer is used to measure what? Air pressure, wind direction, temperature, or wind speed. Our answer for that is D, wind speed. So hopefully you got that right tonight. If you did, drop it in the comments. But we're going to move things over to our closing desk.
Thank you, Melissa. Wow. Did you know anemometer measured wind speed?
You know, I didn't, and I feel like I should.
I feel like I should as well.
Yes.
Anyway, I don't think I'll be going out to eat any ice cream on Sunday. It looks like it's going to be a little hot and a little rainy, but we're not in the northern part of the earth, so it is going to melt.
That is very true. But this weekend, it is looking like a lovely weekend, hopefully once those systems pass through. What are you going to be doing this weekend?
Actually, I'll be running a 5K tomorrow at 8 a.m., so luckily it'll be nice out and hopefully not too muggy.
Isn't that crazy? I'm running a 5K too.
Really? Which one?
I think it's the Palace 5K. Have you heard of it?
I think so. I think that's the one
crazy.
I'm running as well. But
wow.
For you folks here in Tallahassee, it should be a gorgeous evening, a gorgeous weekend. We could see some rain starting the beginning of next week. However, for folks along further west in the southeast, we could be seeing some rain. But anyway, make sure to follow us on twitter.com/FSU Weather.
And like us on Facebook, also at FSU Weather.
And hopefully you're watching us live on YouTube, as always, here at youtube.com/FSU Weather.
Of course, and also follow us on Instagram, also at FSU Weather.
And also we have a TikTok page that's a little behind the scenes, some fun stuff we do back here at FSU Weather. But anyway, hope you all have a great evening. This has been student meteorologist Chase Purdy.
And student meteorologist Sabrina Uribe with you tonight. Thank you for watching Tallahassee.
Have a great night.